Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Doc Brown. Doc, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We will say Merry Christmas. I don't know what Happy Holidays means. I never know which holiday that is. Merry
I just assumed Kwanzaa and they had people tied up in their basement.
Yeah, with the rubber hoses.
Dude, man, I remember learning the first time about Kwanzaa. I'm just like, oh my God, what?
It's a real Buffalo Bill. It puts the lotion on its skin kind of vibes. Yeah. Like, whoa.
Like, and people bring this, and people say it. People will say Happy Kwanzaa. I'm like, this is so.
We have a in my neighborhood. We have a black Hebrew Israelite guy.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
Every single December 26th, what I would call in the Anglo tradition Boxing Day or the second day of Christmas, but for him it's Kwanzaa, and he has these signs up in Swahili. The man is not from Kenya or Tanzania or Rwanda.
Swahili. He's got Swahili.
So he's got it in a language that he does not speak. I mean, I feel bad for the Rwandans, Kenyans, and Tanzanians, who I have no beef with. But like, I feel bad for them. Like, talk about cultural appropriation. He's literally putting up signs in Swahili. I double checked it. I was like, oh, that's Swahili. That's hilarious. He has these signs up in his yard in Swahili, and it's like unity. Of course, I don't speak Swahili, so it's like, I'm assuming these are correct translations, but it's like unity, brotherhood, strength. And I'm like, this is, I mean, whatever. People talk about accuse my camp of Anglo LARPing. I'm like, okay, fine, fair. But what is that then? I don't know what that is. I mean, it's just anyhow. Swahili? What? That's East Africa. That has no what? In any case, it's all crazy. Kwanzaa, whatever.
It's such an insane thing.
It's an insane thing. It makes no sense.
Completely manufactured.
Oh, I mean, there's just no historical precedent for it. Like
nothing.
There's nothing.
Some crazy dude who kept people in his basement was like, I got an idea for a holiday.
It's insane. Anyhow, so Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
When this drops,
Christ the King is born.
Yes, the Christus natus est, the Vivat Rex Christe. Yes, it is the mass. When this drops, it'll be the Mass of Christ, and that is a good thing. Much better than some made up, sex dungeon holiday. So that's with probably poorly translated Swahili. So there you go. Much better than that.
So insane.
The difference is that people in Kenya that speak Swahili, they celebrate Christmas, but they do not celebrate Kwanzaa. So I'll just leave you with that. There. That's the difference right there. So,
but before we get into like the actual the focus of this, I kind of want to talk about the Christmas is how do I put this? I am so tired of the winter festivals, the non-denominational Christmases, as it were.
The Saturnalia, yeah.
Oh, the pagan one, the winter solstice nonsense. I remember I asked the person I know who's gay. I'm like, you guys doing like a Christmas pride parade? We don't really do Christmas. I'm like, I don't. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't even know why I bothered asking you. Of course you don't do Christmas. You
but here's the thing.
Do it in holy.
But here's the thing. One of the greatest Christmas songs was written by George Michael, because I'm a big Last Christmas fan.
It is one of the greatest Christmas songs, but George Michael had the decency to pretend to be straight in music videos.
Yes, yeah. I miss him. I liked him as a singer. I still like him.
Me too.
As a singer. Yeah.
Wasn't he the guy in Wham as well? He's Wham. It's not Wham. Of course, it was Wham. He's what's it? Careless Whisper. Careless Whisper is what song I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
great song.
And Last Christmas is a good song. I agree with Pause from TLE has made this point, and I agree. It's actually a good song. Like, it's just a really good song, and enjoy it. It's okay to like it.
Listen, I listen to that song outside of Christmas. It'll be in the middle of summer, and I'm like, you know what I need to hear? Wham's Last Christmas.
Really? Okay, you're more dedicated. So
I love the song.
I'm so seasonal. Everything has to be that's my autism. Is everything has to be seasonal. So my excuse is, my mom is still a huge fan of Martha Stewart. So I am a big fan of Martha Stewart, and Martha Stewart, everything is seasonal for her, right? So I'm big about seasonality, and I love Last Christmas, but it has to be at least Advent before I start listening to that song. So
see, this is one thing. Like, with me in Florida, seasons are non-existent, yes. Really. So we tell by decorations, and every year Florida, to try to summon Christmas and winter sooner, starts putting up Christmas decorations even earlier and earlier. I swear I saw Christmas lights in the beginning of October.
Well, it's a lot like that. I mean,
it's too early.
I'm not a Florida expert, but I do know about half my family is Filipino, so I know about this. In the Philippines, they'll put up, you know, decorations, lights really early. You know, like maybe October. Yeah, like you said, October. But see, in the Philippines, there's so many Saints days, and everyone has a little fiesta for your little Saints days. So the lights are kind of up anyhow, because it's just like Philippines is weird. It's Asian Catholic, but there's a lot of similarities with Latin America in terms of the way that like the culture kind of.
I've always thought that about the South Africa, the South Asian types, Vietnamese, the Vietnamese, Filipino, all that kind of stuff. It's very Hispanic coded in a sense, and I can't really explain that besides like, oh well, climate maybe.
Climate, I think is the because really, I mean, you know, because historically, okay, you could say the Vietnamese Catholics were Christianized by French Jesuits by and large. So okay, so but I don't know, they don't seem super. I've been to Vietnam. It doesn't seem French, but maybe a little bit. I don't know. But you could say, well, the Filipinos were Christianized by, you know, Spanish missionaries, which is largely true. But yeah, I mean, Philippines by and large is not. The languages are not related. There is a lot of difference, but at the same time, yeah, you get this like interesting little like harmonization. Yeah, some people call Filipinos the Latinos of Asia, which is probably true. I think that's probably true. But yeah, the lights go up super early, like in the Philippines. My family is like putting up lights in October, and I think you make a good point. It's because they don't have seasons like we do. We were talking about this before we were recorded. They don't have like the swings in daylight. They don't. No, they have like a storm season, which they're entering into. So everyone, please pray if you would in your charity for the Philippines who have been getting hit by several earthquakes and storms lately, as they tend to do. Yeah, it's just not a good combination. And I think before the year's out, they're going to probably have some more big storms. But you know, it's just they put them up early. They like it early. I mean, it's fine. It's Christmas. I like Christmas.
I would love to go down there. I've never been, but I would love to go to the Philippines or to Vietnam. Would love to go to Vietnam.
Great places. I've been to both countries, and I mean, of course, I'm partial to the Philippines. I think you would have a better time in the Philippines because English is the official language. I think you're just going to have a better.
See, the reason I say Vietnam is my mom's best friend is Vietnamese, and she is convinced I need a Vietnamese wife, and she wants to take me down to Vietnam to find one.
So Vietnam is great. I love Vietnam. They're incredibly respectful, polite people. That being said, I have never really felt as welcomed as I have been when I'm in the Philippines. So I mean, Vietnam has a lot of historically a lot of Chinese cultural influence. So there's a Confucian kind of thing of like the properly ordered family that I don't really understand because I'm a white guy, right? So what do I know? So they're like incredibly respectful and polite, but it's not the same thing. Like Filipinos are hierarchical in some ways, but they're just so incredibly Catholic. See, like Vietnam has a sizable Catholic minority, but it's not a Catholic majority country. Yeah. Basically everybody in the Philippines who's not Muslim is Catholic. So there's like it's just different.
So I've only interacted with Vietnamese people, and like we have a lot of Vietnamese people in my town, or at least a town right next to my town. Yeah. So much so I found out the priest who's assigned to that town has to learn Vietnamese for a Vietnamese mass. I really want to go, but they're always at the weirdest times.
It's a hard language.
I met some great Vietnamese people, and very friendly, very, very cordial, friendly, polite. There's a lack of warmth. You know,
they're not gonna on first meeting, they're not gonna invite you into their homes.
Yeah.
Whereas, at least in my experience in the Philippines, if people are genuinely interested in you, and then you just get invited, you end up in people's homes. Now, granted, my family lives in the rural part of the country where there's a little bit more social trust and there's a lot less crime. The big cities in the Philippines can be quite dangerous, but the small, the small towns are incredibly. It's a very high social trust, and so people will just invite you into your homes, and you actually have to be careful because they'll give you the food that they're going to eat that night. And so you have to be really careful, and you kind of have to do I've already eaten. Oh, thank you so much. And eat a little bit, a nibble. Because with you don't want to insult them, but they're will literally give you the food they're going to, it's a whole thing. You're you want their kids to eat that night. You're like, whoa. So you have to be kind of careful.
Wow.
As an American, we're so used to we eat too much in this country. So we do. we like shoveling our maws full of slop. But in the Philippines, they'll literally like go like, oh, let's like, you have to be careful. They'll go out and like slaughter a chicken for you. Like, you have to be super careful because people will start preparing a whole meal, and you're like, whoa, I'm here for 15 minutes. I'm just visiting. And so, so, and then if you can like convince them of that, then they'll like pull out the rum, and then you just drink some rum with them. And then you're like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna like, I guess my, my buddy who's driving, because I never drive there because I don't want to die. You're like, yeah, I guess I'm hopping on the back of this motorbike. I sure hope my buddy, my friend here, has not had too much rum to drink, because I have no helmet on and we're just going. We're just gonna drive on the motorbike now after having, So you just, it's just a different, you have to be used. There's just a level of danger that Asia has that you just got to kind of vibe with. You're like, whatever, like.
Dude, I would love to go across different Asian countries. Visiting China would be insane.
Yeah,
would love to visit China.
Man, you're braver than me. I have this. It's weird. I have this weird. When half your family's Filipino, you just start taking on their prejudices. You just start becoming like racist, but in a Filipino way. And you're like, you hear PRC and you start going, and you start saying like China. Anytime I see any post about Chinese, fishing fleets going into any country, not just the Philippines, and fishing their stocks, that's popped up in the news recently. I get like irrationally angry. I have low-key said some stuff. I have a coworker at one of my jobs who's married to a Filipino lady, and so he he gets it, and I'm just like, this is insane. We have to stop. Like, we can't let them just fish all the fish out of the sea. So I mean, I totally get. It's not the Chinese people; it's their government that's the problem. But it's weird. Like, you start picking up prejudices, but you become racist in an Asian way, where you're like, the Chinese are coming. People are like, what? You're like, isn't half your family Asian? I'm like, yeah, but they're Filipino, so they hate the Chinese. Don't you know this?
Dude, so two things I want to say is, one, the reason I want to go to China is I love Confucianism, and there's still a few like actual like Confucius who teach there, and I want to talk to them. That's the main reason. Second, I know intra-Asian racism is so funny to me.
It's very funny.
I remember I was probably a few years back. I was arguing with a buddy of mine at the table at his house in front of all his friends and stuff. And I mentioned him about racism, and he did the whole like, I just can't imagine hating someone for the color of their skin. I'm like, yeah, that's why the Asians are hating each other. It's just purely skin color, buddy. That's all it is. There's no history there. There's no there's nothing there. It's all just colorism because they can't recognize they look like the same exact. Come on. Like,
I tried. So this is
he was half Chinese. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. If you can tolerate one more anecdote about this, I literally tried to explain to my Filipino family members, like, not the mixed ones, but like the like full Filipino, like in the Philippines. Like, I tried to explain to them why people hate white people in America, and like what anti-white sentiment is, and they're like, well, they didn't think I was lying, but they're like, but why do they hate you? Like, they say that we're like really bad, but like, but why do they hate you? Why would they hate you? Like, they couldn't understand. They're like, this is so stupid. Why would they hate you? With the implication being, they didn't quite say it. You built the country. Why would they hate you? I'm like, it's a good point. Like, like, and it's like, so it's just crazy. Yeah. I mean, again, I guess I would say, Filipinos probably are not truly racist. They're probably more prejudiced, I think is probably the better term, right? Yeah. It's not like there's no racial consciousness, but there's a cultural consciousness. And people who, they like, the Filipinos are not treated well by the Chinese. There's a lot of animosity there. I don't blame every single Chinese person for that. I don't hate every single Chinese person, but there's like, of course I know who I'm siding with, of course, right? Like, of course it's the Philippines.
Oh, so actually, I have one more. I have one other end I want to make, and then I want to have a good transition. If anyone gets a chance, there's an old like TV interview with a bunch of different kids of different nationalities, and they have a Korean kid and a Japanese kid. Yeah. And hearing the Korean kid just like yell at the Japanese kid for different things, and the Japanese kid's like, I wasn't even alive.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't even there.
It's such a. Here, I'll put it this way: intra-Asian racism makes me feel like a British explorer finding tribes that hate each other.
Well, you know
In
what that
Africa?
is. You know what that is. So the Koreans have the Han. I don't know if you've heard about this. You're
Mhm.
you're a lover of Byung-Chul Han. So
Mhm.
there's this concept. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly in Korean, Han, where it's like this sense of historical injustice, I guess is how you translate that. That is a part of Korean culture. Um, Even in the diaspora in the United States. And so I like Koreans. I'm a huge fan of Korean food. I like K-pop, I like Korean movies, and I like Korean food. I've spent a tiny little bit of time in Korea, and I've enjoyed my time immensely. I mean, I guess I
Well,
don't know.
I have
That being
several
said,
questions about Korea for you because I have a couple
well, I'm not
questions
an
about that.
expert.
But
I mean,
no, we'll have to
I'm
do that. We'll do this
I'm an
after AO.
outsider. So yeah, I mean,
Um,
I can tell you something about the Philippines. I don't
Yeah.
pretend to understand. So whenever I've been in Korea, I don't understand anything, but I
Well,
love all of it.
my take on my question was Korea is I look at like modern Korea,
Yeah.
and it was so quickly modernized
Yep.
that I'm wondering what remains that is Korean besides maybe a work ethic.
Well, that's a good question. What is Korean, and how do you define Korean?
And
I'm
even
not.
yeah, I
Korean.
don't know either because if you go back far enough, how much of it is actually this Chinese influence?
Well, that's true for large parts of East Asia.
It is.
So
It is.
I would say that, some people have made this point. Maybe it was you or someone else sent me something that made a good point that it is very Korean to be Christian because of the success of American missionaries in post World War II Korea,
Mhm.
and really post Korean War Korea, South Korea, obviously. I mean, people in Korea, there is a very, traditionally it's Buddhist, but there is a very strong, Christianity is seen as a high prestige cultural marker in the country. And so, I mean, Koreans who are Christian tend to be either they be Catholic or Presbyterian, pretty by and large. Like it's one of the two.
So, anyone listening, Byung-Chul Han is a documentary about burnout in Korea, and it's a very weird documentary because the first half is very German and the second half is very Korean.
Yeah,
and it's just perfectly him. He goes through a class Catholic priests will do in Korea to help people get accustomed to the idea of dying because they work so much they kind of like forgot about it or something. They get them like it's like a memento mori like class. Well, one of the things they do is they lay in a coffin.
Based.
And I'm like, that's actually incredible.
Well,
it's a great documentary. People should check it out.
I'm kind of a goth. I'm somewhere in between. I'm a goth jock. I'm sort of both. I love sports, but I also love like Edgar Allan Poe and listening to The Cure. So I mean, lying in a coffin, man, like you got to, every day, man, we are perpetually lying in our coffin, right? Like you need to be prepared. Yeah, I think that's good. Korea is an interesting place. I don't pretend to understand it. I love it. I will never get Korea. I love Korean people, but I don't understand their culture, but I love it. Yeah. Like, I don't hate it. It's like, it's so different, yet so Westernized. So there's so many things that you can kind of sort of latch onto, but like you said, Korea was Westernized so incredibly quickly that they've Westernized in a very Korean East Asian way that it's like, I don't really understand what's going on there, but I like it.
Yeah, I would love to go to Korea and just explore and observe. Because for me, it's one of the questions. It's one of the reasons why I respect China. Not how to put this. There's a certain respect I have for Mao, and very, very in one regard only. He wanted to modernize China without becoming Westernized, and so he thought Marxism would be the way to achieve that end. And I can respect that mindset of like, okay, we need to modernize, but we don't want to Westernize. How do we modernize it the Chinese way?
He killed a lot of Christians.
Yeah, he is. I'm not. That's the only thing I see. I like about Mao is that he was like, okay, we have to modernize, but we can't Westernize. Let's find a new way. Which is how they had the Marxist Confucian combination thing that was Maoism. And like an intellectual ideal, I can like, okay, separate the man from the ideal. I kind of like the ideal.
I don't know. Rest in peace, Mao.
I'm a craft first kind of guy. I love observing craft and then doing the moral combination.
Nah, see, yeah, I guess I don't know, take a shit on his grave. I don't give a shit about Mao. Yeah, I don't know. Man, I'm not gonna sit here standing communists at all. So it's just me.
But no, let's do something. This is gonna be fun. We've talked about 20 minutes now about U.S. of the world, Philippines, Asia, China, Korea. Let's talk about a guy who never got to travel, George Bailey.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Great transition. Yeah. I was like, how are you going to pull this one out of my Spurg skid? There you go. Yeah. George Bailey, man. Okay. So obviously, maybe not obviously, however you title this episode, It's a Wonderful Life. I had not seen this movie for at least 20 years. And upon watching it, I was thinking, I don't know for a fact if I ever saw it all the way through from start to finish in one setting. So in some ways it's not my first viewing, but in many ways it is. I think I also, because I'm a child of the 90s, I'm an elder millennial, I always watched it on TV. So it was cut down for broadcast. This is back when TV had rabbit ears, folks, and it was broadcast on like NBC, Channel 5 up here in Seattle. So it was put on Channel 5, and it was like you waited, it came on, you actually watched it live. It was always edited down. It was always broken up by commercials. And so sitting down and just watching the original 1946 2-hour, 10-minute long cut, like the original theatrical Frank Capra cut, I was like, wow, this is so much better than I remembered it being. I think because I got to see it in toto, like completely in one sitting, but also because I'm an adult right now and I'm old, and I kind of, I remember it being a great movie, but I didn't realize it was that good. So you had never seen it before, as I recall.
Never seen it. Yep.
So I'm actually way more interested, since we're kind of sharing the hosting responsibilities. What do you think about this movie?
Well, first of all, I absolutely loved it. It was my first time. Who was the guy who played George Bailey again?
Oh, Lionel Barrymore, was it? I think.
Look it up real quick. I want to bring up the cast list from Internet Movie Database, so I make sure I'm talking about the right guys.
I think it was Lionel Barrymore. Yeah. Lionel Barrymore. Yep.
It's a Wonderful Life. No, here it is. I'm okay. Who was it? James Stewart. First time seeing James Stewart.
My bad.
First time seeing James Stewart at anything.
Yeah. So Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart. Sorry, my bad. I thought for some reason I heard Potter, and I know you said Bailey. Sorry, I mixed them up. Yeah. So Potter, the villain, is played by Lionel Barrymore. Our hero George Bailey is played by Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, I will say. By the way,
never seen him before, dude. He was incredible.
You've never seen Jimmy Stewart before?
I've never seen Jimmy Stewart in anything before.
Am I allowed to swear here?
Go on ahead.
What the fuck? How did you not know? What?
Yeah, I'm going through now Internet Movie Database trying to see if there's a single never seen Shenandoah, Fly the Phoenix, Rare Breed, Firecracker, Take Us He's Mine, My Sweet Sons. Nope, never seen any of these.
A Vertigo?
Nope, never even heard of it.
Rear Window? You've never seen Rear Window?
Never heard of it.
What?
I'm a Zoomer, man. We're culturally impoverished, okay?
I don't know how you understand where you are as an American in this world.
We are very listen. Yeah, the Zoomers we are a very culturally impoverished generation, and it sucks. I am not going to play catch up on so many things.
Okay, so can I say the next Jimmy Stewart movie you watch, please make it be Rear Window.
Rear Window. I'm writing it down
Rear
now.
Window. It's so good. Yeah.
Window.
Rear Window. Well, yeah.
I was absolutely amazed by his
Jimmy
acting.
Stewart is a hero of mine. So I forgot how much I love Jimmy Stewart. So Jimmy Stewart was long past even when I was a kid. But I remember just like I love the voice. I love his, he's from Pennsylvania. He's got a Yinzer accent. And I know I'm Anglican, but I gotta say, I do have a soft spot in my heart for Presbyterians. And Jimmy Stewart was Presbyterian. And Jimmy Stewart also served in the Army Air Corps and then later Air Force in at least 2 combat zones. So he's also an American hero. And I love Jimmy Stewart. He is like old school Presbyterian Pennsylvania of Scottish stock. Man, I'm glad that this was your first exposure to Jimmy Stewart, because this probably is his greatest movie. I contend.
Well, yeah, I think it's scene where he's in the bar silently praying to himself, and he's just his hands are together, and he's looking side to side. He's got it's such a incredible display of acting talent. I was blown away.
You know that he wasn't supposed to cry in that scene.
Really?
So
wow.
I was doing some research for this, and I learned a lot. So I already liked Jimmy Stewart, but I learned about because I was raised before the internet. I know some things, but don't know other things because I wasn't raised with the internet, and I just don't bother to look stuff up half the time. So I didn't realize that he was a combat veteran. So he saw actual combat over Germany in the Army Air Corps during World War II. So Jimmy Stewart saw people die, and probably also killed people. Like, I don't know if he knew exactly where the bombs were going, but you're dropping bombs on a city, you're going to kill people. Like, that's what bombs are for. And apparently, Capra like didn't initially want him to cry, but they chose that cut as the final cut because it was so incredibly emotional. And Jimmy Stewart, that movie was made in 1946, apparently was like just suffering from bad, but understandably bad PTSD, and the scene just kind of got to him. And it like, so the breakdown is sort of low key actually his dealing with, you know, maybe not his life falling apart in the moment, but him having been through several close scrapes. I don't know how much Jimmy Stewart talked about what exactly happened. People who know more about his biography might know this, but like, I mean, he saw real combat where people were trying to kill him and he was killing them. I mean, like, it's just, it makes that scene like, that Capra kept it is a testament to the Italian Americans out there. Thank you, Frank Capra, for keeping that cut. Because that breakdown scene in the bar is really, I mean, who hasn't been there, right? Like, like you're kind of like, you're trying to make a bargain with God, but that's not how it works, right? But you're sort of trying to bargain somehow because life just feels like a lot or too much. Total testament to his acting ability. But really, is it acting? As many people have been asking, right? Like,
so that
acting.
That is the question I do have about actors. Whenever I think about any acting, like seeing what actor like the emotion breaks through the character, you know, and it becomes a bit of both. Have you seen the movie? It's gonna be a weird comparison, but follow me on this one. Have you seen the movie Galaxy Quest?
Oh, one of my favorite.
Great movie.
Have I seen it? You want me to age myself?
Go right ahead.
I saw that in theaters with my family when it came out.
Lucky. I would have loved to have seen that in the theaters.
It was good. Oh, it's so good. Yeah,
it's such a great movie. What is it? Is a story about never surrender. What a great line.
By Grabthor's hammer. What a savings.
So the thing I'm thinking about is when Tim Allen is telling the alien guys that he's actually not a captain, it's just a TV show, you know. That's the scene where I look at that scene. Yeah, Tim Allen can act. He just chooses not to.
Yeah.
But apparently one of the behind the scenes details after that scene, Tim Allen like went to his trailer just to be alone and like, cry and be emotional. And Alan Rickman was like, "My God, I think he discovered acting."
It's hilarious because historically, the folklore about that production was that Rickman and Allen did not get along. No.
I can absolutely picture that them not getting along. Alan Rickman's a different kind of actor.
R.I.P. I love Rickman. So
yes,
much.
R.I.P.
him. And you know what? He comes around this time of year because of Hans Gruber. You know, McClane. You think you can outsmart me, McClane? Yeah. Oh man. Great. Yeah. It's a Wonderful Life, though, man. This movie, like, you know, the is Clarence an angel or is he a kind of a saint? Was what was popping up. I'm like, is he kind of like a saint? How much of is he really like an angel? I mean, they call him an angel, but he has this book from Mark Twain, or rather, he has Mark Twain, a copy of Mark Twain by Tom Sawyer, Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, yeah. And it's implied that he was sort of alive at one point. So there's like, obviously they're not trying to be like theologically accurate. That doesn't matter. Whether he's a saint or some sort of angel or some weird combination of the two. I don't know. It's interesting. I was actually thinking about, if I can, the connections between It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, because in many ways I think, there's some
major similarities.
In some ways, though, it's interesting because, if anyone was going to be visited by a spirit, it would be Potter, right? And not George Bailey. So that's kind of like the Dickens setup.
It is interesting that it's George Bailey in almost every way is like the inverse of Scrooge.
He's Cratchit. So this is like the ghost.
Oh, I like that.
Cratchit. It's like, well, there's not even multiple ghosts. It's just one ghost. It's one, ghost in the sense of the original sense of the word ghost, which is a spirit, right? When we say the word ghost now, we tend to think of departed souls of humans, but that's not what ghost originally meant. It just meant spirit. It's the Germanic word for spirit. So he's visited by a ghost, in the darkest time of the year, literally and metaphorically, right? Because it's the darkest time in George Bailey's life. Despite everything he's been through, losing hearing in one ear, his dad dying of a stroke, the Great Depression, all of the things, right? Trying to find Mary, trying to get married to Mary, and how all that, shenanigans, which is hilarious. I love, man.
It is.
You point out that the romantic tension, is very high between. It's very well done. I will not say me courting my wife was anywhere near as smooth as that. It was not, but there's a kind of a fun, like, anyone who's wooed someone knows that feeling. Apologies to the people who have not yet found that person. Just hold course, but it does tend to be like, it really do be like that sometimes. Mr. Bailey, it really do be like that, Mr. Bailey. But like all of that, right? It's like, this is like the peak darkness of the year and in his life. And so it's like Cratchit is tempted to become like Bailey, right? Or rather, Cratchit is Bailey, who is basically Cratchit, is tempted to become like Potter, who is Scrooge, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And so he even comes to Scrooge. I forgot that whole scene where he's like begging Scrooge to help him.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that scene somehow. And then of course, no big surprise, because, Potter is evil, but I think you said he's evil in that Dickensian, Chestertonian way where you're like, I mean, few people are evil quite in that way, but he's the archetype of greed, right? Of like avarice, archetype of avarice. And so
I gotta say, the detail of having him always be sitting down.
Yeah.
I love that little. I don't know. I can't exactly articulate why it works so well, but like the amount of greed he displays and the contempt for his neighbors, but also never standing equal to them.
Right?
He's always below them, but he's also always above them at the same time. I love that.
I didn't pick up on that. This is why I like talking to you. Yeah, that's very highly symbolic. Yeah, and that was clearly probably done. I mean, Jimmy Stewart's such a tall guy, super tall. So the contrast between the two, that was clearly done on purpose. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. So Cratchit essentially has to undergo the Scrooge test, but it's like in Christmas Carol, which I've recently I try to read that every Christmas time, every Advent. If I may make a plug, Tim Curry did a reading of it, and I recommend the Tim Curry reading of the.
Oh man. Story. I got the Hugh Grant one.
I
gotta go get a Tim Curry one.
I love Tim Curry. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Clue, dude, and so yeah.
Listen, Tim Curry is one of my favorite characters in any Muppet movie.
Oh,
Muppet Treasure Island. He is the greatest. He is the best Long John Silver.
He's the best long. Yeah, he is. Yeah. He does a great reading of it. As I was reading or listening to Tim Curry read Christmas Carol, I was thinking about Wonderful Life, which I had just rewatched, and it's like Cratchit. Bailey as Cratchit needs to remember why he's Bailey, like why he's Cratchit. Like, so Scrooge needs to learn why Cratchit is right, and then Cratchit needs to learn why he needs to stay that way. I think is kind of how I interpreted it. It's like what is the line from Clarence? Imagine killing yourself over something as silly as money, right? Like, there's something really profound. It's funny. It's also darkly funny, considering that there was a potential suicide that almost just happened. But it's also like true, like, because what is money, right? I mean, we don't need it. We can pause on the.
I want to say, Clarence is a very Chesterton-esque character to me.
And you know Chesterton better than I do, so you tell me how.
So what I mean by that is he is. Think Father Brown. You ever read into Father Brown mysteries?
Brown,
okay,
I at least know that I know the show version.
Okay, so. He is Father. Okay, I'll put it this way: most great detective stories, the detective does not care about people, only facts. Father Brown is different because he does not care about facts; he only cares about the people.
Interesting.
And Clarence has that same kind of money. He's curious about money. What about my book here? It's never about. It's always the things are always secondary. It's always the primacy of the person. The things he's done. That's always the focus of Clarence. It's never like like you said earlier, nothing curious over something of killing yourself over something as simple as money. It's always they will focus on presence. And I mean, the whole point was simply, I was like, hey, how would this town look if you want present?
Yes.
It's a real focus on presence and people, not on things or anything else.
If I can tie this back to our previous, I think my previous appearance on the show here with your show, in many ways, It's a Wonderful Life has about that 15-minute period where he sees what life would be like if were he never born, is basically shot like a horror movie.
It is.
I mean,
it's an intense scene.
Do you notice that the camera angles start changing? And the lighting is also different. I don't know if you noticed that. Like I
noticed the camera. I noticed the lighting and the camera angle less. I didn't notice the camera angles were lower. You know, it was lower, like you were looking up with some scenes.
Famous scene where George realizes what he's experiencing, and there's like I think it's almost a fisheye lens where there's this strange, weird quality to the lens they chose, and like the whole it's his face, like aghast basically, like he's like freaking out because the world is not what he thought it was. It's almost shot like a Twilight Zone. I mean, basically, it's like a mini Twilight Zone episode. It's in black and white. It's a reversal. It's an inversion of what is normal, right? It's a revealing, which is apocalyptic in the literal sense of the word, right? Like to reveal. It's a revelation. It's revealing what would be if you didn't exist, right? His brother is not saved from drowning, and so all the men on the transport die right in the war. Potter owns friggin' everything, and I will say it's very interesting because you have a Catholic Italian American, a proud Italian American Catholic director, Frank Capra. All the love. I only pretend to hate you. I like Catholics. I like Italians. It's all just kayfabe on my Twitter. People follow me. It's all kayfabe. You got this like very Catholic thing happening, but who's your main star? Like, Jimmy Stewart was an elder in his church, and to be an elder in the Presbyterian Church is no small thing. So you got a very like lower church Protestant main guy. You got this Catholic director, and together it weaves something like beautiful and deeply Christian. Like revealing what would be if you didn't like. The world needs good people, I guess, right? Is kind of like one of the main messages of the story. And it needs you to do the thing. It needs you to be as flawed as you are, perhaps, as sinful as you are. It still needs you in it. Like the world is made less by the departure of every single person. I do contend. And people's lives are made less by that. And I mean, who here hasn't made it into life this far without losing someone, right? Like that very few people have been that lucky, right? Like, and if you've lost somebody, you feel when somebody dies, you feel that, right? This is worse. Imagine if that person never existed. Like all of the, like Mary is this like shell of a woman who works at the local library, but has like no real joy in her life, right? And is like this mousy little scared person who has none of the vivaciousness and none of the pizzazz and none of the beauty that she has in her actual, thank God, real world version, right? Thankfully, there's the restoration at the end. The just like the entire city's like a booze joint with like just like strippers and booze. It's insane, like, right? Like
it looks like a red light district. The entire town. The
entire town's a fucking red light district. And it's interesting that in that like what would be vision, or maybe nightmare vision that George Bailey has, Potter is everywhere but nowhere to be seen. But like you see it's Pottersville, and like Potter's influence is everywhere because his money is everywhere. And the movie is at this point hitting you over the head in case you didn't pick it up or pick up on it, that like the one thing, maybe not the one thing, but one of the few things that was holding people back from really just literally selling their souls to Potter was the fact that George Bailey was willing to continue the savings and loan, right? That his father set up, not because he was a good business decision. It's not a good business decision, but there's more to life than business. That was the thing that sort of helped the town sort of maintain something of its soul during the Depression. The run on the bank scene too, if we can switch. The run on the bank scene hit me harder because, I mean, last time I saw that I was a kid. I might have been 13, 14. What did I understand about banking? I thought a bank was a place where you put money and you got it out again, right? Like that's what I thought banking was. When you realize like sort of, I mean, as post-libertarians, right, you realize like what started banking crisis, how banking crisis start, and then how people act during them and the way it changes your behavior. Like that's such a great scene where Mary and George basically like are just like, we're gonna just give up on our honeymoon, and we're just going to like appeal to the better natures of our fellow man.
And I love that it was her ideal. He's
Yes.
trying to keep them not to take the money out. He's trying to reason with them, you know, and she's just like, we have the money. And he's like, yes, immediately just jumps right into it. No hesitation. Like, okay, we have the money. Let's do it. I love that about him. Also, I want to say one thing on it. What I mean when the whole story is very Chesterton is what I mean by that is that it's one man who doesn't even realize that he is the reason that town still exists as it does.
Yeah.
And that without him, the town goes away and just falls into despair. And in the town, in his moment of need, the town comes back to help him.
Yeah,
it's a very much. I mean, it would not be hard for me to go, this is a distributor's movie. I don't think it is because no one really believes, no one really thinks like that. But it has all the hallmarks of a distributor story.
Well,
you know,
it's very Chesterton's Pimlico, right? It's very like, you know, I love, you know, when there's the restoration at the end, right? And I want to live again. And the snow starts falling again, which is I didn't notice that. The snow starts falling again. There's all these like, it's a very well done movie. And he's just running through the street saying, I love you, fill in the blanks, right? I love you, movie house. I love you, right? Which is great. You know, all of the things that he thought were shabby might still kind of be worn down, but he still loves them for their lived in, like the town is lived in, and it's not perfect. But you can love imperfect things. That's another thing that I think the movie really struck with me this time as an adult. Because again, I was a teenager maybe, or a young teenager last time I saw this movie. You not only it's virtuous to love things that are imperfect was something that really struck home, because we are imperfect. I am imperfect. You're imperfect. Everyone's imperfect. But we should hope that people still love us, right? Like, which, you know, it gets cantankerous and people get in fights and, like, you know, there's disagreement. We are sinful people, but we still are made in the image of God. Like, we should still love people, right? Like that's still really important. And you can find there's still good things to be found, right? Even in sort of, you know, in the case of the show, or the movie, in the case of Bedford Falls, it's kind of post-industrial. It's sort of in the Depression hit it really hard, right? And like they're trying to get that plastics factory open, but it's like people are like really kind of teetering, right? Like, and it's sort of a stand-in for all of really America in the 40s, right? Like you had Depression, World War II. What do we do now? It's 1946 when the movie is made, right? Like, what the hell do we do now? Like, well, we got to do something. So there's still a lot of good stuff in America, in the people, in the places. You do actually, I mean, as stupid as it might sound, you do actually just kind of have to love the place. You have to commit to the place, and you have to commit to the thing. And your imperfect life, you didn't get to travel. You didn't get to do what you wanted to do, but what you did do was actually like infinitely better than what you would have done, right? And it impacted people's lives. Right. And as at that wonderful end scene, right, where people are saying, I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for George Bailey, right, as they're dumping money out.
I love that the tax man himself puts money in.
Yes.
And I love that so much. He's like, well, I gotta just put the money in. I gotta help this guy. Everyone loves this guy. And the cop whips up the warrant and just tosses it in there. Incredible.
Wasn't it Matthew who's a tax collector? I mean, come on, right?
Like, all right there.
It's incredible. And none of this is happenstance or on accident. Like, the movie makers know, Capra knows what he's doing, right? Like the movie is kind of blunt, but in a wonderful way, right? It's like, hey, greed is really bad, rots your soul, and turns your town into a shithole, right? Yes. Like, do you want to live in a shithole? No, don't be greedy, because you'll live in a shithole. Do you want to, aspirations are good, but if it involves you selling out the people who are nearest and dearest to you, maybe they're not real aspirations, right? The scene where, I know we're jumping, but the scene where Bailey turns down Potter is also amazing. Like this, I don't need 24 hours. I don't need 24 hours. I already know the answer. No, yeah, it's like, it's so good.
It is good. And one thing I loved, real quick. So, I had something I was gonna say. Give me a second.
Sorry. I steamrolled you.
No, it's all good. It's a Wonderful Life. It's timeless. I can't remember this. I can't remember the exact scene.
Chesterton something.
No, it's about my cousin's last school I work with. I told him how great the movie was, but he'd never see it. He goes, "Isn't it like too old?" I'm like, "It's timeless. It's a timeless movie." And I remember now. And to try to show him that it was timeless, I showed him a scene where George Bailey says, "You know how hard it is for the average working man to save up $5,000."
That hit me so hard. I was like, "That is still true."
It's so true. It's just like, oh my god, that's how timeless it is.
I watched the movie midday. My wife was at work. I watched it with my dog, just by myself, just to get like a clean viewing with no interruption.
Mm-hmm.
And I was by myself, and I think I made a noise. I went, "Oh," aloud or something like that. It was so like it hurt. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's still true."
I did the same.
Oh.
Okay, so I got a quick idea. It's gonna be fun, real quick. I want to play us a little scene of some brilliant, magnificent Talmudic jujitsu.
Oh yes,
we have to do it. We can't not do it.
I was gonna bring it up, so I'm glad you did.
We have to watch the host sing, and then we're gonna have to just react to it. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm holding in my
comments. Right. It's a Wonderful Life, which isn't just the best Christmas film. It may be the best film. It's a Wonderful Life. It's an amazing, amazing movie. Obviously, it requires very little introduction. You got Jimmy Stewart, you got Lionel Barrymore, and a cast of thousands. And the entire film is a play on A Christmas Carol. The first half of the film is really, really dark. And people forget how dark the performance that Jimmy Stewart gives in this film is. So Jimmy Stewart was famous for being sort of slapsticky and very Jimmy Stewart. In this film, he gets angry. And when he plays angry, it actually works. Jimmy Stewart, underrated actor. And Jimmy Stewart is this guy who feels hemmed in by life. And he's started this bank. And now he's lost all the money because his dumb uncle, who's a drunk idiot, has lost all the cash. And Lionel Barrymore is taking advantage of him. And he thinks about killing himself. He's convinced not to by being shown what the world would be like had he not been born. And then, of course, the community comes around to save him. It is the ultimate Christmas movie. It's about forgiveness. It is about community. It's about the unseen contributions that we all make to the lives of the people around us. Now, also, Lionel Barrymore is correct. So on a financial level, the villain of this piece is actually the hero, because if Jimmy Stewart actually gets his way, all of Bedford Falls collapses in the subprime mortgage crisis. Basically, Jimmy Stewart keeps giving out loans without proper checking into the credit history of the people he's giving loans to based on his sort of assessment of their own personal viability financially. Lionel Barrymore is much more by the numbers. Lionel Barrymore is a better banker, and that local bank probably goes under. So the movie was supposed to be sort of a quasi-socialistic FDR parable, but the reality is that the real estate policies followed by Jimmy Stewart bankrupt Bedford Falls, and everybody ends up homeless. All right.
Can I say what I tweet? I retweeted this with a comment. I'm not even going to pull it up. I think I remember what I wrote.
Please do.
Imagine thinking being a better banker makes you a better person.
It's the most Talmudic idea I've ever heard in my life.
Can I point something out?
Please.
The Torah looks down on interest and usury. The Talmud somehow allows it. Do follow that conclude. Okay, before you call us something, just keep that in mind. The law is pretty clear. There's this interpretation that's happening here that's a little okay. I think some people said denaturalize and deport was a comment, and I was like, yeah, I think I like some of those points. Yeah, it's like, oh no, it was Andrew Isker. Can I shout out Andrew Isker? Please. Andrew Isker, who's sort of like is he Presbyterian adjacent? Kind of.
He wrote the Boniface opposite, didn't he?
Yeah. He's a prot like me. I think he
fascinating guy.
Yeah, I think he said something like, this has no place in Christendom. Or was it that, or was something else? Regardless, he would say this has no place in Christendom. This is not this. Yeah, it was great that all of these wonderful, good, uplifting, and genuinely, he couldn't say it for obvious reasons, Christian ideals are great. But here's the thing. It's really about the finances at the end of the day. I'm like, okay, if this is not somehow symbolic of the entire historical paradigm that you find yourself in, and that's all I'll say about it. Like, oh, look there's these great signs of like the great coming. We're waiting. We're in Advent for the great coming of the Messiah, yet you won't listen. I mean, to be fair, I also don't listen. I'm bad, but I know I don't listen, and I'm trying to be better, and I'm not doing a great job. But like, there's not even a willingness to admit that, yeah, our entire financial system is built on a lie, and it kind of hates God, and we kind of have really backed ourselves into a corner here. There's no real good way out, right? I would have that to me would be kind of like the Tucker Carlson thing, to be like, hey, I don't know the solution. We're definitely in a bad pickle here, and it's because we didn't listen to Jesus. Right? Like it's like, yeah, okay. Now that's not like, it's an accurate, I think, diagnosis of the problem, but imagine just the pure cope of just being like, here's why you actually need to go into more debt. And just I'm trying to
to me it was a clear example of the no, it's okay. This is what I want to say. Many of Ben Shapiro's arguments as a whole, they seem to me to have a mistaken teleology, and that he has a I'm going to use it because I can't think of a better term, a very corrupted view of like a Protestant work ethic of idea.
Yes.
Like, oh, well, my success proves that God loves me in a sense.
Yes.
And so then once that is the metric, success becomes the only metric one can know their salvation know if they're the chosen people.
Can I tiptoe my way, because I don't want to get your channel shut down? Can I tiptoe my way through this as a Protestant?
Dog, I had E. Michael Jones on the channel. You can really say anything you want.
Well, I'll still be careful. That idea does not originate in Protestantism. And a Protestant, a classical Protestant would go, you shouldn't look to outward signs of inward grace. You should what I mean by this is, of course, you should look to the sacraments, but you should not look to like material signs of grace. That is, you should not look at, well, you have so much money, right? You have so much, so you're so successful. Yeah.
We are anti-prosperity gospel over here.
Right. Oh yeah. No, like prosperity gospel is a complete twisting. Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Prosperity gospel is to Protestantism as the Jesuits are to the Catholic Church. Can I say that here? Is that okay to say?
That's you're towing the line, but I'll allow it.
Okay, but it's true. It's true.
Listen. This is the one thing we don't talk about as Jesuits. It's the one thing we don't talk about in this podcast.
But you hear what I'm saying? Like,
I absolutely, I fully get your point.
It's like it's the most disingenuous conclusion to come to. Like, I guess if you're like a spiteful, greedy person, you would think that, right? Like wow, okay. Like, I mean, like nobody, like that's not classical Protestant teaching. And if anything, what I love about this movie, to bring it back to a more positive light, is that you, again, like I said, you have a Catholic director, very Protestant lead actor, who come together to make this wonderful, dare I say, Christian, just generally mere Christian story about why, it's important to care for people around you and why you shouldn't sell your fellow man out. Like, don't sell them out. The bit, like I said, where during the run on the bank, where Bailey is pleading with people to not sell out to Potter, like, do not sell out, hold the line, because he's holding the line. It's such a good speech. I'm like, I don't know. There's still, sadly, so much. We still need to learn the lessons of this movie, right? Like, we haven't learned it. Because like you said, they're timeless lessons. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me. I'm already not a Ben Shapiro fan, but it's hard for me after watching that clip to, I mean, I already didn't take him seriously, but it's difficult for me to see what people who think that have to contribute to my country, I guess, is the very tiptoey way I'll say that. Like, what do you bring in? Like, you're going to make money off of people's misery, because that's what Potter does, right? And Potter is not of that particular group of people, right? But it's interesting. It's all very interesting. I don't know. Don't be like that. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, don't be like that. Don't be arguing for Potter as the good guy. I think I sent it to you because you hadn't seen the movie before, but the great classic Saturday Night Live Lost ending.
Yes.
Where Dana Carvey, if anyone knows Dana Carvey, I love Dana Carvey. He's still alive. He has a podcast. I kind of recommend it. It's pretty funny. Dana Carvey, from Wayne's World. If you know Wayne's World, okay, he's Garth from Wayne's World. If people have seen that movie, It's the Lost Ending, wherein the
Oh,
town-
he's the guy from Master of Disguise. That's where I know him from.
yeah. Oh, I'm Giuseppe Disguise here, whatever it is, the Master of Disguise. Yeah, that's Dana Carvey. In the Lost Ending SNL version, they go and find Potter and like basically do mob justice on him. It's very funny.
Yes,
I
it
highly
is a very funny scene.
totally like breaks the spirit of the movie, which is be better, right? Be better than your worst enemy, but still very funny. So I recommend people watch that.
No, I gotta say, I love. I know everyone makes fun of the uncle because he's a drunk and he loses the money, but when he is going,
the money is stolen, sir. The money is stolen.
Yeah, it is stolen,
Potter,
but it's stolen because it's misplaced.
Yes.
And
Potter knows where that money's from.
Yes, and that's really why I'm like, the fact that anyone could praise Potter after that kind of scene is like, okay, but I'm not gonna listen. There's a lot to say. It seems very opportunistic, you know.
Yeah.
Like you see the money on the table. Maybe you open the gates at some Spanish town. I'm just saying it seems very opportunistic.
What I would say is there not a place for certain people? Maybe. I don't know. Let me say
I gotta say
a little bit nicer version. Yeah. Is there not a place for people who don't want to be involved in an American town? Like, I'm fully aware that can be multiple types of different people who could be involved and fully committed to an American town. For me, it's not it's not a prescriptivist thing for me, but if you've shown yourself unwilling to participate in society, I don't know why do you stay, I guess, is my question.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a whole lot I could say about okay, no, this is maybe a little bit of a tangent, but I'm gonna make it anyway. I got into a heated argument at work probably about in October because I was complaining that kids don't egg houses anymore.
Oh.
And my argument was this. Okay, the houses that got egged or TP'd, most of the time, from what I can tell from people who told me the stories, it was the houses who didn't give out candy on Halloween.
Okay.
And to me, it's like, okay, that is the teenagers or the kids say, okay, you chose not to be part of the community. Now we are going to subtly reinforce a punishment for why you weren't part of the community. And next year, maybe you actually be part of the community because you don't get your house egged again.
That's a good point.
That's simple.
Well, I would not like my house to be egged or TP'd. I would love to be able to give out candy, but in my neighborhood, you could give out candy and get a Glock pointed in your face. So I'm kind of like, I would love to be able to give out candy. How do we get back there? I don't know.
Oh, in Florida, our solution was just to give everybody more guns.
Yeah, I think there's no perfect solution this side of heaven. So I say just more. Just do more.
Just more.
Yeah, just more.
No, but there's one thing I do like about I can't remember how it's connected all to it, but no, the soft social recorrection of mild bullying, is the term I use for egging a house, you know? Yeah. Mild delinquent behavior of teenagers punishing the guy who chose not to be part of the group. Yeah. I think that's a good thing.
I can see your point there. Yeah, as long as it's not serious and as long as no one's injured, like as long as it's not truly malicious, you know.
Yeah, like if you're just gonna throw buy six loads of toilet paper, throw it into a tree, you know, that ain't gonna ruin anybody's day.
End of the world. It doesn't damage the house. It doesn't neither do the eggs. To be perfectly, my whole thing is the eggs are too expensive now. You can't afford to throw. Don't eat them. Don't throw them. Eat them. Yeah,
that's how much we hate you. I'm willing to go broke to egg your house.
Wow, that's commitment. Well, good on you for commitment. You know, good on
you.
That's
the Scots Irish in me.
Yeah. No. Hey, we are united in this. I still, I respect you as a fellow Ulster Scot. While I don't understand your religious proclivities, that's fine. I respect you as a fellow Ulster Scot, and we can find unity in this. So yes, it's good. It's good.
No, I love the uncle's playful roasting of Potter. It's just so much fun. It's such a fun. He's a fun character.
Yeah. His little woodland critters that he's his
I can never. Okay, I don't understand those scenes at all, but I love them. Whenever he has a bird on his shoulder, I don't know why.
Okay, so there's a lot of implication. To quote, what is it? To quote, are you an Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan?
I am.
As Dennis would say, because of the implication. The implication there, I think, is that he actually, but despite being kind of a drunk, and kind of silly and maybe not great with numbers.
Mhm.
Probably not in the correct job for him. Okay, who of us hasn't been in a place like that? He, I had forgotten the little woodland critter bit. This is my take on it. This is Doc's take. He clearly has taken those creatures in who were wounded or hurt and nursed them back to health, and they are now loyal to him. So in many ways, he's almost kind of a Radagast character. He doesn't really even get the concept of like what is a Federal Reserve. Well, I guess it predates federal. What is a bank? What is that? What is a loan? I don't know, but we should care for people. Look at, here's a hurt squirrel. I'm going to take care of him. The squirrel comes up and greets him, right? And it's like, oh, you're upset and sad because you know. And then the raven is there, or the crow. I can't really tell I think it's a raven, is there. He has taken these animals in and has nursed them back to health, and they probably can't truly survive in the wild. But me as a St. Francis guy, I can totally, I know what this film is telling me, right? He is.
I was about to make a St. Francis connection myself.
Yeah, he's someone who cares at a level much more profoundly than money. It's not about the money for him, right? Yeah. Like, the money is how maybe things are working, but it's not really what's making things work. And so I don't know. I totally didn't remember any of that from the last time I saw the movie. I think it's great, and that's just in the set dressing. That's just in some little animal extras that they kind of just tell you, like, because Potter has a picture of himself on the wall. I don't know if you saw that. It's a picture of himself, and he's in this opulent place, but there's nothing natural there.
Listen, right? Much as I think your point is correct, having a framed portrait of yourself is aura. It's aura farming. I can't hate it.
Only a Zoomer would say that.
Listen, man. Listen, if I had the money to pay to have some artist draw me like a 16th century duke, I would hang that on my wall in a heartbeat. And immediately.
This is how I know we're of different generations. Oh my gosh. So, when millennials dress in like pajamas, we're called cringe, but somehow that isn't cringe. I don't understand.
Authenticity.
Oh, is it authentic? What?
I was like, what's the one word I could say?
Here's the thing. In about 10 years, you're going to give up on authenticity and become actually who you are, and you'll be so much happier. I want you and every Zoomer to embrace the cringe just a little bit this Christmas. I'm not making
it's absolutely cringe to put a painting of yourself, but also it's aura.
What is aura? I mean,
you have to ask, you just don't have it.
What is aura if not an enchantment that I cast that is then removed on the next turn of play, right? Come on. Magic the Gathering. I'm sitting in my basement. I'm drinking sherry wine. I have a flannel on, candy cane pajama bottoms, and I'm sitting with my dog. I don't care if that's cringe because it's comfy and it's nice. When you get older,
that's very nice. That is aura, actually. You have aura right in there.
Aura? See, I don't even know. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. My point is, everyone becomes cringe. It is inevitable. It will happen.
You have to own your cringe, though.
You have to
own the cringe.
That's when JD Vance last year was like doing the biscuit recipe video with his kids, and people were like, "This is millennial cringe." I'm like, and wonderful. I don't understand why people are angry about this. It's crazy.
Well, I'm sad to say, you millennials are slowly getting the boomer treatment, being blamed for a lot.
Well, we've always been blamed for a lot because the boomers blamed us firstly, right?
Yeah.
And now we're just kind of used to everyone blaming us.
And I have my beef with millennials. You're the only millennial I know who isn't annoying.
Well, that's a compliment, I guess. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I also have beef with the millennials, right? Like your average millennial, I have beef with, but I can also look at them and go, but I am clearly of your generation, right? Like
we got into a fun conversation at work the other day because you have one guy who's like, probably he's an older millennial. And he was talking about boomers, and one of the younger guys who worked with us said, "Who's worse, the boomers or the millennials?" And he's like, "Obviously, it's the boomers." He was going off.
Clearly, it's the boomers.
And I said, "Well, hold on now. At least the boomers had accomplishments. What do you guys have? Occupy Wall Street?"
Well, okay, that's fair. Can I answer your question with a question?
Please.
Which accomplishments did the boomers actually have? that we're
I wanna
not actually the silent generation.
No, that's a good point. The Silent Generation does, get roped into both somehow.
Yeah,
Um,
and I don't know. Like, it's a real question though. Like, I really want to know.
That's a good question. Let me look it up here. Let me type in Boomer accomplishments, see what comes up on Google. Boomer
I just don't know.
accomplishments. And those are gonna let's see. Boomer accomplishments. It says limit. It says okay. It says lemonade.
Well, there you go.
I don't know what that even means in this context. Is
You
this
heard it here, folks. Lemonade.
lemonade?
Lemonade predates the boomers, so I don't know what that is. Yeah. Lemonade is actually from like it's medieval. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, millennials are just tired, man. We're just tired. Like, this is the number one adjective is tired. we've worked ourselves to the bone for something that doesn't exist. And it's a tragedy. It really is a tragedy. And that's what it is. But we got avocado toast along the way. And the avocado toast was tasty. So,
Can't stand avocados.
Really?
Can't stand them.
You live in a place where I guess they maybe not in Florida, but hell, do they grow No, not in Florida. It's more California, I guess. But
it's
You don't
a
like
texture.
avocados?
It's a texture thing for me. I can't get past the texture. Yeah.
avocado, I cook most of my meals with avocado oil. It's so good.
See, I use avocado oil. I just can't stand actual avocado.
What?
Yeah.
You know how the
I don't know.
Brazilians eat them?
How do the Brazilians eat them?
Honey.
Ooh.
Put honey, cut the avocado in half, take the pit out, and pour honey on the inside and scoop it out.
I would do anything the Brazilians recommend. I trust Brazilians. Probably too much.
Yeah, well, Bulge might correct. I feel like I learned it. That's a Brazilian thing. Like the sweet avocado is quite good.
Ooh. I have to give it another try.
Get some nice honey, not like get
Oh,
some
no,
actual.
I have a honey guy.
Yeah. It's really good.
We have a farmer's market in town, and there's a guy there. He's a beekeeper. He sells honey. He sells these honey sticks that he is like flavored with Jolly Rancher syrup.
Huh?
So they're like little, it's like $1 for four, so it's like a quarter a piece, and it's these delicious blueberry honey sticks.
If I can I speak some Latin since I'm amongst the Romanists?
Please.
Sancte Ambrose ora pro nobis. I think that was correct. Saint Ambrose, pray for us, right? Patron saint of beekeepers.
Beekeepers?
Yes. Ambrose.
Dude, that guy offered me a job to work with him beekeeping. I was so close to taking it. You know how much fun that would have been?
If you're not allergic, you should probably take that. That'd be great.
I've never been stung by a bee, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah.
Never been stung by a bee, never been stung by a wasp, never been bit by a spider. Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe you're lucky because it's just good because you're busy going through swamps and stuff, right? Like,
yeah. You think not even a hornet. You think I would have got bit by now?
Really?
But no. Our coworkers will all get bit on the same day, and I'm like, nothing.
I have been bit or stung by bees, wasps, hornets, horse flies, and a dog in my life, and kind of a human at one point, I think. Man, maybe not a human. No, yeah, there was like a little kid, I think. And maybe I'm misremembering. So, that's at least 4 different species. So you somehow are just lucking out down there, which is good. That's good.
It is.
I wish you all the continued success in not being bit by gators and water moccasins and Florida man who runs through the glades biting people.
We have run across homeless people on the mine site sometimes. I love my place. I love Florida, man. You never know when you're gonna run across the Radagast just living in the woods.
Just living in the woods.
Okay, one more thing I want to say about the movie. I love how it opens with him on the bridge, cuts to Clarence explaining, Clarence getting the backstory, and then it cuts back to that scene. I love that the backstory is told in that way with Clarence asking questions. And I wrote down one of my favorite quotes from the movie. Let me find it real quick in my Google Doc on this. Let me just find it real quick. Don't tell me I forgot to actually label the Google Doc. I have probably 100 untitled documents in my Google Doc.
I did the Doc Brown thing where I take notes, lost them, but it's okay because I wrote them down. I still remember them. That's how my brain works. If I can
do that with notes. I can't do that with quotes.
Oh, see, I guess with quotes. But for me, if I write something down, I remember the act of writing it down, and so it's there in my brain still.
Well, give me a second to find it real quick.
Is it the discouraged quote?
Yes, I believe it is that one.
Yeah. So I mean, it's probably not going to be verbatim, but it's something like, "There's a man who has some troubles. Oh, is he sick? No, worse, discouraged."
Exactly. That was the quote I was looking for.
Yeah.
Love that. That one line says a whole lot, and it completely sets a tone for the entire movie. It sets the tone immediately. It's a great, wonderful scene.
If I can be sappy for 2 seconds, I've already been sappy. If I can be millennial,
it's Christmas. Be sappy.
Can I be millennial cringe? I'm sitting here drinking sherry. Can I be millennial cringe?
Go ahead.
The message that Clarence writes inside the copy of Tom Sawyer does stick with me. It does happily live rent free in my head. No man is a failure who has friends. And I do consider you a good friend, Caleb. And so I have been feeling past few months, stuff's just been going on. I don't think it's directly related to anything I did, but things have been tough, just because life. And I always have to remind myself, you have friends, you have a wife who loves you, you have a dog who loves you, regardless of what your bank account may say, regardless of what your job status may say. And this is not just for me, everyone. This is for this is really for everyone. Do you have someone that you have friendship with in some way? If you have that, you are not a failure. And if you don't have that, reach out to, I'll put myself in the line. Reach out to me on Twitter. I think, Caleb, I can volunteer you for this as well.
I was about to volunteer myself.
Reach out to Caleb. We are friendly guys. Please, this is going to get a little PSA here, but I wanted to say this. Don't ever think that if you don't have anybody, you can find people. I will message me on Twitter. I will help. I can't fix your problems, but I will be a friend. Because that message of the movie really does stick with me. Discouragement, as Caleb has been saying, despair is a tool of the enemy, and it is a lie, and the enemy loves to lie. And there is something about the darkest time of the year. We eagerly expect the Advent light to come into fruition, right? And when this drops, it will have already come in. But it's a hard time of year for a lot of people. You remember things maybe that you wish you could have had, or remember times of the past that were maybe a little bit better. So please do remember that if no man is a failure who has friends, and even if it's one friend, that counts. And if you don't have a friend, do reach out to me or Caleb. We'll be your friend. Because as I've said, as Clarence the Angel says, imagine doing something as silly as killing yourself for money. If you find yourself in that place, do reach out. I know it's super, super, people hate saying that, but it's true. You'd be surprised how many people have actually been in that place before and found someone who was there, who, was just a friend, and it totally made a huge difference. I will say that's happened to me before. So please, I will gladly extend that to anyone. Not to get super serious for too long there, but it's true. You're not a failure. Yes. Life is hard. And, remember that it's the potters of the world who want you to think that you're a failure if things aren't going perfectly for you.
I think we can absolutely blame Potter for George going to that bridge, because he mentioned to him he's worth more with his life insurance policy.
By the way, also don't ever say any shit like that. And if you say that, if I found out someone said that to someone, I would absolutely fight them instantly, because that shit does kill people. Saying things like that to people, that's another thing too, I guess. Be careful if somebody, if you are on, maybe not on the receiving end, but you're on the, if you yourself are not necessarily in a place like that, but somebody reaches out to you who's like that, please be careful about how you treat that person, because they're a human, right? They're made in the image of God, and you need to not be very attentive, right? The Lord has put that person in your path. They're there. You're there to help them. Don't say I don't think anyone who listens to this show would say this, but I just say, right, as an admonition, don't be Potter. Don't say that. Don't ever say to someone you're worth more dead than alive. That's literally one of the most demonic things that could ever come out of your mouth. So don't say that. I know you know that, but I'm just reminding, right? We don't want to have coal in our stocking on Christmas morning. Let's not say that, right?
There's enough. Yeah, I put enough coal on the timeline not to get one for Christmas.
Exactly. Anyhow, sorry, serious talk over, but I just wanted to put that out there. The movie really does have a very pro-life, in the truest sense, pro-life statement. So we should hold to that. And so yeah. Anyhow,
I think we've covered all. There's only one more thing I want to talk about. What's the movie? In the proper sense of the term, the deeply erotic nature of George Bailey and I can't not remember his wife's name.
Mary.
Oh,
Mary.
It's they're dancing and at the I don't know at the party in the beginning of the film when the pool opens and they all fall in the pool.
Yeah, that's great.
And then walk back and he says, "I'll last to the moon for you."
Yeah.
It's such a deep and one of my favorite scenes probably in Hoso is when he's walking by. She calls him inside. He had no idea he was actually supposed to be going inside. His mom called her.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're awkwardly talking, then they're fighting, then they're beefing, and then they're just locking eyes and they can't break away. And it's just there's so much passion and eroticism in that scene, and it's simultaneously tame. You could leave it on for anyone, and there's no question of any problem. You know, it's not like any modern scene with romance. We have if a kid's in the room, cover his eyes. But it's also deep. It's way more passionate and erotic than anything in the last 10 years I've seen in movies.
I mean, just a testament, I think, to classic American films and the standard of quality was much higher for even for any film, really. I do think. I think it's also a testament to just acting and directing ability. The movie is, like I just said, pro-life in like the most encompassing sense of that term, right? Like it's pro-good life. And I mean, people who are called to be married probably should find their person, right? Like, and I know that can suck, particularly this time of year, if you don't have that person. But, when you do find the person, it is pretty great. But it is also kind of insane. And I think that whole interaction captures that absolute craziness of like what love actually, what romantic love is it's not perfect, but it's great. And it's kind of chaotic, but it's great. And you might just end up fighting with each other until you realize that you actually really like each other. And then you might realize you really love each other. Not to biographize too much, because I know that's millennial cringe. Sorry. Me and my wife getting to know each other was nothing like that, right? It wasn't dramatized that way, but there was drama because we both liked each other, but didn't know how to say it to each other. And we both got really frustrated with each other until we realized that we just both really liked each other. And so that scene is just, to me, I thought it was funny, like in a great way, because it's like, oh, that's totally how it is. Like you there's the expectations of the other people, but you want to say the thing to the person, but you're worried what it will mean if you say the thing to the person. And so it reaches this like climax, pun intended, where you're like, oh, like we just have to finally say the thing. And then you can finally have the love, right? And because there was you kind of just have to stop giving a fuck about the social conventions at some point and just say you love the person, right? You want to be with
know what movie or story says that best? The 2005 Pride and Prejudice movie.
I missed that one. I gotta watch.
What? Oh my god, dude! Keira Knightley is Elizabeth. You gotta see it.
Okay, it's on my list. Yeah, that's
okay. I'm not gonna spoil any of it then. But if you know the book, you know the story. But I'm not gonna spoil any of the scene.
I'm not a Jane Austen fan. I don't hate
really.
her.
I don't know why. I just assumed you would be.
Really, I'm really more of like I like Elizabeth Gaskell. I don't know. I'm really more of a. Austen wasn't deep into the Gothic, and so I just never really spent time with her. Maybe I should read her. Maybe I should read her. Maybe I should. It's on me. I should. Yeah.
See, that's what. Pride and Prejudice is one of the books I do want to cover on the podcast, but I have a rule with that one. I have to have a woman on for it. It can't be two dudes. I need to have a woman on for that one.
I'd read it if you wanted me to, but yeah, it's like I don't know.
It's one of those books I think you need a woman's insight into that one, and it's one of the few books I think that actually requires it.
My wife loves it because of its accuracy. She says she loves it, I think, because of the accuracy of like the way it depicts female thought and the way that women think through and the way that women deal with these kind of sticky situations, right? Like, you know, what is it to, does Mr. Darcy really love me? Or what does that mean to love someone? Does it mean anything? Right? Papa says this and Mama says this, but what does it mean for me? Yeah. Yeah. That's a good connection. You just totally see that in It's a Wonderful Life as well. I somehow forgot that romantic subplot. Totally. I forgot that was in the movie. I was like, oh, that's right. There's this whole how he meets Mary thing, right? Like, and how they get to know each other. So,
and one of the funniest jokes I've seen in a movie in a while is when she's in the bushes, no clothes, and she's like, George Bailey, I will, and he's like, well, a man's never been in this position.
A man's
before.
never been in a situation like this before, man.
And she goes, George Bailey, I will call the police. No, they side with me.
Yeah.
So, that's a great line. No, they side with me.
Yeah.
But also I love that the moment his family sort of like, your dad's had a stroke, he immediately hands her the clothes and runs, no hesitation. I love that. He
still does the virtuous thing. He was having some fun, right? He was
having a little bit of fun. It's perfect. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have to say about the movie. Do you have any final thoughts you want to say on it, or do you want to just move into kind of a general Christmas topic and wrap it up?
Great movie. Please watch it. I know that it seems like collectively on Twitter, Zoomers are exploring and finally discovering this film. Make sure you watch. Okay, can I have this is me being millennial cringe alert. Make sure you watch the uncut version. It's 2 hours, roughly 2 hours, 10 minutes long. Watch that version. And make sure you watch it in black and white and not the fake gay colorized version. Which
they have a fake gay colorized version?
Don't do it. It's bad.
No.
Black and white.
I don't know of any black and white film I've seen that was made better with color.
Yeah, I can't think of one off the top.
I can name several movies that were in color that were black and white later and were made better.
Okay. Fury Road or whatever it was that came in black and white. Yeah.
Logan. The Wolverine movie, Logan.
Oh, see, I'm not a Marvel guy, so okay, yeah.
Okay, that one's not really a Marvel movie though.
Oh, okay.
It's not creepy. It's actually a very heartfelt story about family. It's incredible. Black and white. It's a Western in a sense.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
It's and in black and white, it's even better. It works.
So I guess I'm just being the film guy critique, right? Which is very 2010s, and that's fine. Just watch it in its original cut, its original version. As Capra wanted you to see it. That's my only admonition to people. Just do that. But watch it. It's good.
Absolutely no. So let's do it. Let's go a little longer.
Okay,
Besides It's a Wonderful Life, 2 other Christmas films that you love. What do you got?
Well, so can I do a little bit of shilling here?
Go right ahead.
I was recently on I don't know. It's a dream come true. I was recently on Timeline Earth, the main show.
For
the Christmas, the 12 Days of Birdmas. So,
I did listen to that one. You lucky dog. I would love to get on Timeline Earth.
Christmas ghosts. We talk a lot about ghosts in general and Christmas time. I made the plug to Bird, and I'm going to make the plug to everyone else. Please watch The Muppets Christmas Carol. It's a really good movie, and it's the best. It's actually the most faithful to the book. Hilariously. It's the Muppets version. It has the most lines.
Gonzo is Charles Dickens, so he can quote it more.
Well, and it has Rizzo the Rat, who's my favorite.
Yes.
I like Rizzo. Rizzo the Rat, he's a cool guy. He's got a little scarf and he's cold all the time. And it has Michael Caine. Michael Caine, who plays it completely serious. Serious. Not like Tim Curry in the Muppets Treasure Island.
No, there's a great line on this. Is that Tim Curry treated Muppets. Tim Curry treated the movie like he was a Muppet, and Michael Caine treated the Muppets like they were other actors.
Yes.
And it works.
I love Michael Caine, and he's so good as Scrooge. That was actually my first experience of that story as a kid, was watching the Muppets version. And I rewatched it last year. I'll probably watch it again. I'll definitely watch it again this year. I love that one. Kermit singing with little tiny Tim Frog is great. Kermit, Christmas time. I don't know. I just like that movie. I like Jim Henson. I like that puppetry.
Dude,
I love that. So
we can't get into it, but the first biography I ever read was of Jim Henson. I am
Yeah.
a huge Muppet fan. I've seen all the show, all the movies. I will talk for. I have the first Muppet film they made, and
I think so. Yeah.
I have the original release vinyl record
Oh,
of
wow.
that movie. Okay, like
I
I am a
love that.
huge Muppet fan.
Hold on to that. Don't sell that. Yeah.
Oh no, I paid out the wazoo for it on eBay. I am
Well,
never getting rid of it.
I need to have you on my show sometime to talk about Labyrinth with one of my favorite musical artists of all time, David Bowie. So we need
I've never seen it, but I want to see it.
Oh,
That'd be a fun one. That'd be fun.
2026 Labyrinth. We're
Yes.
making it happen. We're just doing it.
We have to do it.
And then I would say, if I can, you said two others?
Yeah, pick another one. But actually, no. Before you go into the other one, I do have to say the screen real quick. I have to show everybody my favorite Christmas meme of all time. Can you see the screen?
That's good. Yeah.
I was wait.
I'm Christmas Bill. I'm no longer going Scrooge mode. I promise to be jolly maxing and cheer coded all year round. I'm in my redemption era spirit. Tell me these events are not dead.
That's amazing.
I love it. It's all the meme language, but it's also so earnest and it's wonderful.
It accurately translates the message of Charles Dickens' story into Zoomer speak or whatever it is you all speak down there.
I don't even know.
The second one is from one of my favorite directors of all time. May he rest in peace, John Hughes. Christmas Vacation. 1989
Yes.
Christmas Vacation. I adore this movie. My birthday is during Christmas time, so growing up, we would watch the movie and put up the Christmas tree that near or on my birthday, depending when it fell. And so oh my gosh, I just, Chevy Chase is such a comedic genius. Beverly D'Angelo is so great. It's just, it's just completely memorable lines.
I mean, my dad and I were still crow to each other. My dad, it's my dad's favorite Christmas film.
Yeah.
Every time we watched it, we died laughing and we rewinded almost. We rewinded almost every time we watched the scene.
Yeah.
It's when he has a giant tree and his neighbor goes, "Hey Griswold, where are you gonna put that tree? Bend over when I show you. You got a lot of nerve talking to me like that. I wasn't talking to you." It's just so good. I'm a big Chevy Chase fan. I love Chevy Chase.
I will keep him anonymous because he is a man of the cloth. My priest loves that movie, and so and my priest is from Texas, and so sometimes I'll, like during Christmas time, if I'm walking to church early, sometimes I will just say, "Got a real nice place here, Clark." Yeah, and he just instantly starts laughing because it's just, yeah. We have Christmas decorations up. To be fair, it's Advent. At least when we're recording this, we had them up a little bit early this year, and so but it's still nice. You do a little Randy Quaid quote to Cousin Eddie. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh man, Cousin
Shitter
Eddie.
was full.
Shitter was full. You hear that, honey? The shitter was full. Yeah, it's
Dude,
just
all year round. My family will go when we're buying it. We give everybody any money or ask for anything. We go, "Do yourself something." We are nice.
real nice. Yeah,
We are nice. With the finger
Real
motions and
nice,
everything. It's such a great.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
Cousin
I love
Eddie.
that movie. If people do not know what my elder millennial ass is talking about, just watch Christmas Vacation. It's 1989. Director John Hughes. It's very good, and I even like that intro song, "Christmas Vacation."
Yes.
that song. It's a good.
It's
Christmas
fun.
song.
It is.
Good. Yeah.
So okay, my two favorite Christmas films here:
Okay, go.
Muppets Christmas Carol,
Of course.
of course. Second one, Bill Murray's Scrooged.
Oh, good one too. Yeah.
I
choice.
think my hot take on Bill Murray's Scrooged is that it does the spirit of Christmas. It goes to Christmas future the best.
It's
That's
been
my hot
so
take on
long since I've watched it. I'm trying to remember exactly how.
Well, reason okay, I'll explain the scene. Instead of Scrooge seeing people talk about his death or he sees people selling his belongings,
Right.
Bill Murray sees his girlfriend and his brother putting his body in a casket to go into the incinerator,
Oh, that's right.
and he's
Okay,
like shaking them to try to get them to stop. And he
Oh,
tries
yeah, yeah,
shaking
yeah.
them. He then appears in the casket, has it's on fire, like he's in hell.
Oh wow.
And it's
okay.
just that's so much more intense. It's
is,
so good.
Yeah.
That one's also I will say Bill Murray's rant in the end of that film when he's
where he's like, I
he's-
love you. You need to where he's
he's insane. He looks like an insane person. It is delivered earnestly, but it's the insanity that is earnesty in that scene is because he's so sincere and earnest, he comes across as insane. It just
Well-
makes the scene work better.
That's right. You're reminding me. And that, that totally translates, let's say, the final message of the novel, or rather the short story. It's a novella where Scrooge is like, I'm as light as a butterfly and I'm as happy as a bee. And I'm like, he people
It's
think-
Mary the Schoolboy.
Well, there's that scene too where he comes into Cratchit's office at the end in the book where he's like, where Cratchit is like tempted to hit him on the head because he's crazy. You're like, do I need to defend myself from you? What's wrong with you? Yeah, it's like the exuberance of joy, right? And really,
Yes.
which is the exuberance of forgiveness, right? And
Mhm.
really of grace in the end, right?
Yeah.
Like it makes you act like a crazy person because
Mhm.
it's unexpected, it's undeserved, it's unearned, but it's there somehow for you.
Yes.
And that's really, I think, ultimately, if I can get a little preachy at the end here, that's what Christmas is ultimately about for all of us, right? Regardless of whether you're a Cratchit or a Scrooge, whether you're a Bailey or a Potter, right? Like it's about sort of, it's the squashing of all beefs, right? It's the beginning of the making of right of everything. That's what Christmas is about.
Mhm.
It doesn't need to make sense. It should make you happy though. We should all be mirth maxing during this time.
Oh yes, we need to be mirth maxing. This podcast is very big on whimsy maxing and now mirth maxing.
Yeah, well,
we
I
have-
was happy that I convinced Bird that he also needs to be mirth maxing along with the whimsy and the wonder.
Yes.
All
Yes,
of
you
those
gotta
things
be-
that can go together.
Yes, we gotta be jolly coded all year round, as Scrooge
Yes.
says. We're in our
Yeah.
redemption era, spirits.
We are, Lord willing.
Lord willing. Well, you know what? Let's wrap it up there. Doc, listen, we're co-hosting, give your plugs, and then we'll just wrap it up from there.
I have a humble show on YouTube that I haven't done episodes on forever. I feel kind of bad. If people want to check out the back catalog on YouTube, The Wandering Humanists, it's still happening. I just haven't had time to like really think. I've been so busy with doing TLE stuff.
You can't apologize to the listener, okay? You
Well,
can't.
I do. I care about.
I hate my listeners. Okay, all of you.
No.
Everyone listen to this? No, you still
I
listen to
love
this
my
podcast.
listeners. I love all my listeners. I've been doing a lot of stuff. So once every month, I do an episode with on the Scarlet Thread Society with
Mhm.
Pause from TLE. Usually about something folklore, mythology, spooky.
Great episodes
scary.
every time.
I appreciate that. I'm dipping into my repertoire as a folklorist. And that's kind of where I'm spending most of my time now. If you want to check out some back catalog stuff, like I said, Wandering Humanists on YouTube. There's some stuff that I'm planning with my co-host Elliot there that should be coming out, Lord willing, in 2026. So hopefully we'll revive that a little bit, but mostly just Scarlet Thread Society. That's what I'm doing a lot of lately. So, and then obviously, like I said, Bird was very kind and had me on to talk about Christmas ghosts on Timeline Earth, 12 Days of Birdmas. I think we're number 3 or 4. So I'm up there too, talking about spooky stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone should go if you're not a member of the Patreon for Time on Earth, you should join it just to get the Birdmas stuff because they're always great.
Can I also put a plug in?
Go ahead.
You do not have to be part of the Scarlet Thread Society Patreon to have access to the Discord. And the Discord is really I'm there, Paz is there, Haas is there, Doc Hollis is there. A lot of people are there.
I'm technically a member. I just don't post.
You should though. Like
I
fun.
don't use Discord anymore. I need to get back into using Discord because there's so many different groups I'm a part of. But I get
it. But
No.
yeah, it's really fun. It's very active and it's insane. I've been doing a lot of real Nagas no eggnog posting lately. So it's it's fun. It's whimsical.
Okay. Well, listeners, everyone, thank you for listening. This will probably be the last episode of the year, so happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
I'll give you guys a little tease for next year. The podcast will be continuing, obviously, but we're going to be a bit more focused. We're going to be a lot more. I'm going to try for monthly episodes here. One Sister Belloc with Connor, and then one of the Byung-Chul Han book breakdown with a different guest every time. And those we already have one in the works for the Byung-Chul Han episodes. Kato and I tried to record on the disappearance of Rituals, and we went for 4 hours and realized we only covered 5 chapters. So we're going to be uploading this in parts during the months of January. But if you haven't read the book yet, anyone listening, go ahead and pick up and read Disappearance of Rituals from Byung-Chul Han, just to get a good sense of it. When Kato and I are breaking it down, you can follow along. I think that's all the plugs I need to give. Make sure you guys all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe. Go follow Doc on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at White Trash Socrates. Oh, sorry, this Trash Socrates. Yeah, everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. God loves you. God bless.